I have no idea the last time I've actually seen this guy say anything. I just know my goal on my YouTube channel is to piss everyone off, and the best way to do that is by starting off by saying I hate anybody who only shills to one party, and this guy is like the definition of shilling to the right, and then of course there are plenty of people who are the definition of shilling just to the left. But let's see if he has a good point, because I don't really like this New York socialist guy either, because I think, honestly, he's either really dumb with his real estate policies, or he knows his real estate policies are bad. He knows that government-run affordable housing is trash, and he's evil because he just wants the votes because it sounds good. So the New York Socialist Mamdani thing makes me a little nervous. But let's see what Kirky Worky here has to say.
Friend Colin Plume from Noble Gold Investments just released his new book, Silver is the New Oil. And it says if you...
Man, I need like intro music like that.
Bullish catalyst.
Kevin is very talented, but I don't know if it's going to be him, but he's a very talented guy.
You don't own silver yet, you're already behind.
All right,
the most underrated people believe that the future of the MAGA agenda...
Dude, they put the ad at the front? Oh my gosh. At the very big, their opener to the video is the ad? Bro.
Trump's promises and Western civilization are going to go through 3 major cities. I think President Trump, if you want to talk about, if we want to get, some people say, oh, you know, the vibes are off, we got to get the gusto back. If you want to get the gusto back, he needs to have a all-out plan to declare an agenda on LA, Chicago, and New York. Those are the 3 cities. It's not going to happen without a full-out focus with precision on all 3. It is LA, Chicago, and New York. It's going to happen on the streets of these cities, and LA in particular, which I know you are very passionate about. By the way, Stephen Miller's been talking about this forever. You've been talking about this forever, Alex, which is that...
All right, get to the point, bro.
We structure the streets of the city of Los Angeles, then we're just tampering at the edges here. How old are you, Alex? You're late 30s?
39, yeah.
Well, it was cut.
39. So I'm 31. Mamdani is 30.
That was a bad cut.
33. Help our audience understand the appeal of Mamdani, outside of the Muslim thing, outside of the fact he's a communist. I totally get it.
He says he's going to lower the cost of living by freezing rent. I mean, it's obvious. Hey, I'm going to make things cheaper for you. People are pissed about inflation. He's a consequence of dumb money printing. We got it.
I can view this from a digital millennial prism. I get the audience. Help explain.
Bro, it's been almost 2 minutes and you still haven't asked the freaking question.
That to some of our audience that is just so perplexed at this.
Come on.
Well, it's clearly because he eats with his hands. I mean, I think that's the main. He's seen the fork and he's just fighting through it. He's like, I'm going to eat with my hands because I'm going to pander for the online cloud.
What kind of content is this?
In all seriousness, what he's doing is he's catering towards the millennial energy. He's smiley. He looks sharp. He's got a good haircut.
No, he's catering towards people that don't have money, you jack. I'm not going to say it.
They don't know what the fuck they're doing.
And he says things that come off as forward thinking, even though we know it's very regressive, the idea of seizing the means of production. That's all straight out of Marx. But he's positioned himself as someone who is looking down the field and is showing actual leadership. And that is what the appeal is all about. He's packaging all of his messages for a digital age. When he was doing that absurd thing where he wants to have government run, grocery stores, which by the way, he misread a budget item in this city budget, which is how he came up with that. He thought there was all this money allocated for corporate grocery stores, which he had misread. So he can't even do this, even if he wanted to. But if you saw the video, he shows up, he's got the little handheld mic that you always see on TikTok, and he's talking into it, and he's catering to a message to people who are maybe new to politics and maybe have not learned from their broken school system how bad socialism is. And
this is correct, by the way. Like, so far, Alex, you had a dumb intro, but you're right. We don't teach financial education in our schools. That's why when I ran for governor in California, the first and most important premise was future schools. You need the SpongeBob. And it was really simple. It was make it so that when we graduate high school, how hard is this? You graduate high school, you're financially literate. Oh my gosh, how dare that happen in America? 1. 2, you give high schoolers a choice. Do you want to graduate? Do what Germany does. Do you want to graduate? Okay, I don't know why it sounds angry Asian now, but do you want to graduate to go to college or to trade school. And you get a choice, and it's not supposed to be a bad thing. In fact, in today's day and age of AI, you would have been better off going into trade school in 2020, 2021 when we were talking about and pitching it, because you'd actually graduate high school at 18 with a financial education and the ability to actually work at 18. Most people who graduate high school today at 18 are useless. And it's not their fault. It's the school system's fault.
And so when you go up against a guy like Andrew Cuomo, who is the worst politician in America, I prefer Mamdani to Cuomo. I do. After Cuomo killed all those people.
What? At least with Cuomo, you get the same thing you get with every politician. Fraud, lying, scamming, and no change. Oh, wait.
Essentially, for the lawyers, he essentially killed all those people. In the nursing homes, he crammed all these sick people in with these innocent elderly people so that they could die during COVID. That policy is unacceptable. He's been accused of being a sex pest, all that stuff. He's terrible to run that city. So once you add all that up together, and you can see how he could get through a primary.
We're going to do a whole nother show on this. We're going to have Benny Johnson come on the show because he actually went to Cuba with Turning Point USA
another
5 years ago, and he actually showed what a grocery store looks like if the government runs it, and it's no joke. The politics of...
It's bad. You have supply shortages, you have queues, you don't have choice. You go to a cereal box aisle in America, they literally have studies on the paradox of choice, where if you give people too much choice, they don't know what to pick. Okay, look. It's very simple. Which newspaper do you want to read today? You got the Financial Times, you got the New York Post, we got the USA Today, we got the Wall Street Journal, we got the New York Times. It's too much. It's too much. So, let's simplify the choice for you. What do you want? Left? Right. That's why our parties are so politically divisive, by the way. In politics, it's a lot easier to go, well, why does one side shill? Nuance gets lost in the middle because of the paradox of choice. But yes, under communism, you don't get choice. You will get this cereal!
Of grocery stores are legit. You might remember back in the late 80s, I think it was Gorbachev that came to America, and he saw the American grocery stores for himself, and he was blown away. He could not believe it. He was like, you guys have so much abundance. He was speechless. The politics of grocery stores is not to be made fun of. Alex, last question. How do we beat Mamdani? We should not give up on New York. We should not say, oh, let it burn. That is BS. That's nonsense. That's like the Roman Empire giving up on Rome. That's like the Greeks giving up on Athens. That's like the British Empire giving up on London. That is cope. How do we beat this communist?
Well, if you want to beat him, then the first thing is Curtis Lewa's got to drop out, Cuomo cannot run, and everyone's got to consolidate behind Adams, who... And
Wait, what did he say? Who has to drop out? What? Hold on. I dropped my stuff and half listened there for a second.
Let it burn. That is BS. That's nonsense. That's like the Roman Empire giving up on Rome. That's like the Greeks giving up on Athens. That's like the British Empire.
Well, if you want to beat him, then the first thing is Curtis Lewa's got...
Oh, yeah, and by the way, the Gorbachev thing, it wasn't Gorbachev. It was the Boris Yeltsin guy or whatever. Whatever. The same message is clear. Kirk just got the name wrong.
To drop out, Cuomo cannot run, and everyone's got to consolidate behind Adams, and Adams has got to, I think, work with Trump, come up with some sort of way to work with Trump.
Adams will work with Trump, mind you. Remember, Trump got Adams's federal indictment charges dropped because Trump, he has the cards, picks up the phone, yo, stop abusing this guy. And then what does Adams do in exchange? He leaves the Democratic Party and becomes an independent. So it weakens Democrats, but this guy doesn't go full Republican. The problem with that is it meant he couldn't run in the Democratic primary, and this guy shows up.
When it comes to ICE stuff and try to position himself.
Yes, Boris Yeltsin.
As a moderate, more of like a Fetterman-esque type Democrat, even better than Fetterman, because Fetterman always ends up voting wrong every time. So, but that would be the path forward. I do think Adams could win in that.
A lot of people actually like Fetterman.
Case, and I think that as more people point out that this guy's policies are not going to work, and also he's not authentic, is that he comes from Ivy League educated parents who benefited from this country's largesse. And then for him to act like we want to throw out everything that made America special and to go with Marxism and socialism that has never worked anywhere, especially not in this country. I think the more people who actually are confronted with that reality, I don't think he'll necessarily be able to make it all the way to a general.
Breaking news. Stay there. No,
correct. That's the other thing is, mind you, yeah, he won a primary, but I mean, how many votes did this guy win? This was Mamdani votes in New York. I think it was like 400,000, and they do ranked choice voting over there, right? So he won 428,530 votes. I got more than twice those votes in California in the recall election, where Gavin Newsom said, leave the recall choice blank. You literally had the governor saying, oh, leave half the ballot blank, which was ridiculous.
We got to go. But breaking news, President Trump has said that we're just going to arrest Mamdani if he blocks ICE. That is exactly the right answer, Mr. President.
Sure.
We're not going to let some uppity 33-year-old socialist get in the way of the mass deportation agenda.
I mean, this is a challenge because you do have a lot of people who are like people disagree with what ICE is doing, but then you also have to respect your position of power, and even a governor can't stand in the way of federal policy.
Zohran Mamdani, okay? Take a seat. We are in the driver's seat here. The American people are. We're not.
Is this is this normal for Charlie Kirk's content? Because so far, this is pretty boring. I feel like we haven't gotten a lot of like real content here. I don't. Maybe this is normal for the channel. I don't know. Just parrot the right-wing narrative and bend the knee.
Going to allow a foreign third world agenda to take over America's largest city. We have the amazing Student Action Summit coming up. Literally.
Oh, and that's another freaking ad. Dude, what? How? Come on, man. What a waste of freaking time. I'll go back to doing something else. Clickbait.
Why not advertise these things that you told us here? I feel like nobody else knows about this.
We'll try a little advertising and see how it goes.
Congratulations, man. You have done so much. People love you. People look up to you.
Kevin Paffrath there, financial analyst and YouTuber. Meet Kevin. Always great to get your take.